John. No. I remember when we lost John. Maybe his name was Dylan. It's kinda hard to keep track these days. There was just 8.9 billion. I remember when the Chinese drones darkened the entire sky of Texas. Now I remember the blood in the streets from the hostile takeover of the feminists in what rhymes with streets? It's a state or something, or a city. New Orleans. Hey, 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 hey. I remember when we lost. I remember when we lost John. Maybe his name was Dylan. It's hard to keep track these days. After killing 8.9 billion. I remember when the skies of Texas darkened by a Chinese drone. Just remember the 8.9 billion. Never forget all those who gave everything in the war. I still remember when we lost John. Maybe his name was Dylan. Alright, let's get into the news. What's going on in the news? I guess Justin Trudeau was wearing some blackface. Let's go ahead and take a look at the picture of this dude, this awesome virtue signaling guy. So, for as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if you wear blackface. Trudeau, blackface. Justin Trudeau, blackface. A true black nigga. Boom. So here he is being super special. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the screen monitor for you guys. Boom. Wonderful. What a handsome devil. I don't even care about the kind of passive hypocrisy of somebody who claims to be so woke and everything, also have done these things, you know? Like, we should be able to do that. Who are these guys that are making rules that you're not allowed to do this? You're not allowed to wear the blackface. You're not allowed to cultural appropriate. It's just black people bossing white people around. That's all that shit really is. My true thought about it is that, you know, black people would be like, oh, it was so offensive. I was traumatized when Don Imus said this. They get the dude fired and they're like, yeah. And then they go in their car and they put in some Jay-Z and it's like, motherfuckers want to act loco, hit them with numerous shots with the fofo. Like, you're not really offended. So that's what I think about that whole story. Dude, if Canada wants to continue to elect the cucks and they want to follow the calls of the cucks, then, you know, fucking that's Canada's problem. I don't even care that he hid it from everybody. I don't care who tried to extort him, like, we got pictures of you, you black ass face. I remember when we lost Trudeau, another victim of the global homos. Got caught with a thought crime. Got caught in a thought crime. All right, what else is in the news? With Joe Biden. Let's look up just the headline news. I don't prepare these things. You guys can tell I don't fucking prepare these things. Why would I do that? Let's just use good old private Google and Captain Google, General Google. What is that turd's problem? Let's do the news. Let's just try this shit. News. Something's going to be so surprising. Whistleblower complaint. Yeah, don't care. Brown face, black face, and about face. Is Trudeau who he says he is? Bird population in North America has plummeted in 50 years. That's propaganda. I'm beginning to think that NPR is not completely unbiased. That's how bad things are getting. I never thought that they were not biased. All right, let's talk about some foreign policy, some good old FP shit. Let's talk about Iran hitting Saudi Arabia. Of course, the French come out and say, oh, they didn't do it. The French sells Iran's jets and shit. No credibility behind what they say when it comes to Iran. But think about it. Like, why would they want to bring that kind of heat on themselves? Just a one-time attack on Saudi Arabia. We're just going to shoot a missile in there and then nothing. We're not going to invade them. We're not going to keep shooting. Like, if they kept shooting missiles into Saudi Arabia, then I would be like, all right, yeah, that's fucking war then, right? But otherwise, this seems like an operation. This seems like somebody wanted that to happen. They want to push Trump into a fucking war so he doesn't get reelected. If he goes into war within the next year, he ain't getting reelected. If he does go to war in the second term, then gonna have to sing songs about the World War III. The global tensions were way too much for TURMP. And I think he'll lose a lot of support if he does something like that, because it's been known for a long time that Iran is on that axis of evil agenda that has caused so many stupid wars to happen. I was talking to some of my old army buddies recently, and some of these guys still believe America was good, like that going into Iraq was good. And I don't. Like, I have a totally different lens on that stuff. I don't believe that. I think it's pretty damn ridiculous, honestly, to think that war is justified. I don't believe that. Was justified? No. Now, if there's an argument to be made that it's like, well, we're doing it for, the preservation of this country. I'm not going to tell you how pro-war or anti-war I am. I'm sure everybody's pro-war. Everybody, as soon as I say that, there's all these people like, it's like, yeah, but what if there was all this, like, slavery that was being brought on by global homo, and so the U.S., the government just stopped giving us stopped, like, enforcing the law based on our rights, and we ended up in a situation, where we have to either fight or become slaves, then you're pro-war at that point. Unless you're just a total cuck and you're a slave. You're a slave, so you don't care about fighting for, liberty, which is probably 80% of this country, including veterans in there. Probably some of the veterans more than others that I met. Some of these veterans straight up don't give a shit about laws and free speech or the Constitution or any of that. They'll be the first ones to pull a mini constitution out of their pocket and be like, this is what. And it's like, dude, yeah, you don't understand the extent that document really matters in your life. Have you read the document? No, only some of it. Only the good stuff, the really hot parts. I remember when we lost John. Maybe his name was Dylan. All right, next thing in the news. I think I covered that. I think you can tell that I'm not going to be completely upfront what I think about war. The war. I'm going to be anti most wars. Like when Obama was president, there was just these news articles like Russia is homophobic. And I'm like, that's not a good enough reason to protect gays in Russia is not a good enough reason to go to World War III just for gay people. No, let them persecute gays. That's going to be a social change that they're going to have to come to without us inserting ourselves like, hey, we're here to stand up for the gays. So nuke, 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 nuke. Now, there's nobody left to pick on the non-existent gay people that don't exist too now. Alright, let's see what else is in the fucking news. See, this is why I don't need to plan. The hacker turned in whistleblower Chelsea Manning. Oh shit, somebody got killed? Some hacker that turned in the whistleblower was killed. Ooh, dude, I'm very interested in that, but it's NPR, so I don't believe it. I'd rather hear Alex Jones talk about that shit. Mickey Rourke and Robert De Niro are in a vicious feud. That's pretty gay. Kamala Harris. Has she blown her chances in Iowa? Good title pun from CNN 59 minutes ago. Has she already blown her chances? Well, I'll tell you who she hasn't blown. Me. And I'm wondering why this whore is being such a slut and she won't fuck me. She's being a bitch for not blowing me. I want a Kamala Harris. I want to get super drunk on a bunch of red wine and have Kamala Harris blow me. She could. You know how she could get her support back in Iowa by blowing them. Blow them. Blow Iowa. All of them. Just have them line up. You stand there like in a glory hole. Get on your knees. Get some knee pads. You take out your knee pads. You already have them. You probably carry them in your purse. Take them out. Get on them knees and just let every farmer change them one vote at a time. They're like, I'll never vote Democrat. And it's like, well, put your mouth in this glory hole. And then they come out voting blue. They just come out voting blue. Let's see. Michelle Carter led in chains. Chains. I don't know who the fuck that is. Texting suicide case. That sucks. I'm against it. I'm against texting suicide cases. Netanyahu's chief rival Gantz rejects PM's appeal for unity government in Israel. China rips Pelosi from meeting with Hong Kong activists. Fuck China. China is asshole. China is asshole. Fuck China. America don't like China. I think that's about enough news. Business. Fed rate cuts. Trump not thrilled with Fed but says chairman's job safe. Fox News. Fox, I've been saying this for a long time, and I don't believe that it's confirmation biased that is bringing out this idea that my theory was that Fox News is going to start to kind of tilt more centrist or more like they're going to try to capitalize on the idea of credibility and real news kind of thing. They're going to try to frame themselves that way. They're going to still keep their sycophantic Trump guys, you know, but they're going to try to boil the frogs slowly so they don't jump out of the pot. And they're going to try to kind of go more left to survive, because eventually the progressives are going to go to the streets. And I remember when we lost Dylan, I believe. So we're just gonna go ahead and say that Fox News is no longer a big deal. So I guess that ends that segment. I don't like that I don't try with these things, but I think that I was in just a good enough mood today to kind of break it out. I remember when we lost David, good old boy from Tennessee. He reminded me of some other dude, a dude that Davy didn't used to be. La 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 la. And I remember when we lost Brandon. He had the best mustache in November, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Tennessee, now it's time to play. Is it bigotry? So yet again, I'm not prepared. So I just have to use objects around me to ask the nobody, because this is a two-person. Oh, I like that. This is a two-person endeavor. Oh, I got shot. It went right through me. This is a two-person job, and there's only one dude doing it. So I own these, like, kind of, what are they? Petroglyph kind of coasters, and I'm white. I was told that same rumor that Elizabeth Warren was, that I had this Sioux Indian relative, and like one by one my family starts taking these DNA tests, finding out that that shit was not true. That was not true. They still have more than she did, but we're not exactly welcomed at the smoke dances, the fire, whatever they do, the circle there, the peace pipe things. We're not exactly invited to that. So, is it bigotry that I own coasters with these kind of things on these petroglyphs, these southwestern kind of Mayan representations of old petroglyphs? Yes, it's absolutely bigotry. It's easy to determine. Only those with privilege don't agree. And I am a proud bigot. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Okay, so next on Is It Bigotry? Me sitting here streaming on the interwebs, being a white man, just telling it like I see it. Is that bigotry? Absolutely. It's absolute discriminatory in nature. I should shut up and talk about how, like, black people don't have internet still. They still don't have internet. And that's because it's a systemic fucking racism. They live in this white man's world. And, it's totally because of bigotry. So that's two things that we've established are bigotry. Looking around here, not finding a lot of interesting stuff to vibe with. I remember when the feminists took over the streets of New York. They killed half of the bigots instantly with rhetoric. It was anti-male, yeah, 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 yeah. But we won. We won. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa. I think I'm getting better. All right, let's see. In that segment, we're going to do is smack yourself in the face like a clown. Oh, shoot. Doing a terrible job. So, here we are. Smack yourself in the face like a clown if you run a show with poor content. That's me. I need to smack myself in the face like a clown because obviously I'm a dick and I'm just running this show. I'm streaming this. I'm acting like a pianist in front of, well, nobody, but it's out there. If I go get an employer, they're going to be like, what were you doing with your time? I'll be like, it's right here. They'll be like, you're not hired. Potential employer denies me based on this bullshit. Huh? Do you want me to be a waiter at your restaurant? Huh? They motherfucking said this shit was cold? It's beer. It's supposed to be cold, motherfucker. Supposed to be cold. Fuck. So I get smacked myself in the face like a clown. Let's go over and look at the news and see if there's some clown in the news. I remember when we lost John. Maybe his name was Dylan. John Bolton, fucking, what do you want, a book deal? Nobody's buying your book, bitch. I bet you it mentioned somewhere in here that this clown that needs to smack himself for talking shit after he was removed. Recently ousted National Security Advisor John Bolton criticizes the administration at a private luncheon in New York City on Wednesday, criticizing the president's willingness to meet with the Taliban at Camp David In his handling of Iran and North Korea, a person who attended the event told NBC News. The person said, it's always the person motherfucking said. The person said that Bolton never mentioned Trump by name at the luncheon, hosted by conservative think tank. But it was clear Bolton was making references to the president and his policies. That included, you know what, I can't even read this bullshit. The Taliban, if you criticize the president for something about the Taliban, the fucking Taliban won't pull their dicks out of goats quick enough to even come to the United States. They missed the plane, or oh, they think it's a valid excuse to miss the plane because there was a sexy goat on their fucking trip. Like, this guy, I can't even regurgitate it like it's real news. That is not real news. This is how pathetic it's gotten. It went from Trump is a Russian spy to, so smack yourself in the face like a clown, John Bolton. You motherfucking mustachio piece of shit. Fuck that guy. I like the idea people were trying to like hold in there with Trump. They're like, well, this John Bolton guy, he's a worse neocon. And that spread the news. People started, nobody knew who he was, but everybody had kind of acted like they knew who he was. Like, oh yeah, John Bolton, I remember when we were going after Cheney and Rumsfeld and Bush and blah, blah. There was this Bolton guy. Nobody fucking remembers that guy. He's new, but he was from that thing, so it was easy for the media to frame him that way. And then people acted like they knew about this guy. But anyway, all that being said, Bolton, we thought maybe it's a 4D chess thing with Trump. It's like going to keep a neocon close, just like a pit bull. So I like that fantasy. But now that he's gone, they still got Pompeo to pick on. There's still all kinds of other neocons surrounding Trump. Of course, all the powerful people have been in bed in corruption for a long time. How is Trump not going to succumb to these guys? Like, he's moved on from even talking about the lock her up and all these other crazy things. He's now talking more about, like, we love our Hispanics more than we love our citizenship and all this other crazy stuff. That's what he's doing. It's constructive criticism that I'm levying here. I'm not talking about I don't like Trump anymore or anything like that. I'm just saying that the message, that the politically incorrect, the movement of guys that were attracted to Trump because he was going to restore America and nationalism, a sense of sovereignty in a republic. He was going to restore things that way. And I think that he's drifting a little bit more to, the normie positions. And I'm telling you, I don't know a lot of people, even black people, that care about black unemployment. Nobody wakes up in the morning. I don't think one person wakes up this morning or in the morning, like even like say an unemployed black person. They're like, yeah, but there's more black people working at McDonald's than ever. And you know what? I don't care how much I'm struggling. Black unemployment is down. It's down. And that means nothing to my unemployed black ass, but it means something. It means that Trump isn't a total racist, or whatever. I'm sick of this shit. But I understand he has to do that. He has to try to draw people in. He has to try to get these demographics to stop thinking like demographics. And, well, he's playing identity politics. But not by opening wounds, though. That's the funny thing. The Democrats, they play identity politics to open wounds and say, see, you're an unprotected out-group and we're the heroes. But remember what these white male straight dudes did to you guys. Remember what they did. So then you're like, fuck yeah, I don't want that to happen again. I better vote for the guy that's cucking in his own, because they're usually white dudes still on that side. Bernie Sanders. So, and I will put chocolate milk in the water fountains. But extra recess for, but then Trump, he plays the identity politics like, Look at our heroes, our police. They're heroes. Look at this couple that adopted a crack baby off the streets. Look at the black unemployment. He's playing identity politics, but he's trying to feed into the idea that this country is nurturing everybody, and that's important. That's an important differentiation when you talk about identity politics. A lot of us are apprehensive of hearing any kind of identity politics because we shouldn't be ashamed. We shouldn't be demonized for saying that we want to look out for our country first, our schools, our stuff. We want our tax money spent, or our printed money, our monopoly money. We want that spent on us. We don't want China screwing us over. We don't want these things going on. And I think that is very true. I think that is a very important thing. I think a lot of us agree on that. So we like Trump still, but we understand that he's kind of not as woke as we would want him to be, probably. We'd probably want him to be a little bit more fierce, a little bit more, not dictatorial, not your homie here, Octavian, who cloaks himself in the Republic, but he's totally a dictator behind the scenes. We don't want that. But there's a lot of people that have been conflating and convoluting the ideas that idiots and leftists and people that just generally have a bias towards being on the left, they're suckers for it. So, all right, let's go find out if somebody else needs to smack themselves in their damn face like a motherfucking clown. I can talk about any of these motherfuckers and make them into a clown that needs to smack themselves in the face. Let's see. Fuck it. Let's just do this AV Club bullshit. Mickey Rourke and Robert De Niro are in a vicious feud that we just heard about for the first time. Everyone loves a good celebrity feud. So, whoever wrote this, making that assumption, that statement from the very beginning, Sam Barsanti. Sam Barsanti. Let's look up Sam Barsanti. Kinja. What is Kinja? Toy Story 4 could have had the opposite ending. Clark Kent in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Netflix release. Amazon release. Old Town Road video director Calmatic is remaking House Party. Dad joke is going into the Merriam-Webster online dictionary. So this is all just entertainment shit. So smack yourself in the face like a clown if you believe that you reporting on what real people are doing, what real celebrities are doing, has become a niche that you want to exploit. Sam Barsanti, go ahead and smack your stupid self in the face like a clown for your existence that you're carving out. And I'll tell you one more thing. No, I won't, because I really don't have anything else to say about that. I'm just winging it here, trying to make something interesting. I don't care how boring it gets. Smack yourself in the face like a clown if you write for the New York Times and you're making a big deal about brown face, black face, and about face. Smack yourself in the face like a clown. Furthermore, this is going to be the last one. One last one. And if you're on the right, or if you talk about free speech or anything like that, and you're mad about Justin Trudeau, I don't think anybody is. I don't think anybody's saying like, yo, Justin Trudeau, unless it's the hypocrite thing. They're like, he's a hypocrite because he acts like he likes black people, but he wore blackface. And it's like, well, just because you wear blackface doesn't mean you don't like black people. It means that you were in a costume. You're wearing a costume, and nobody gets to dictate who wears what costume. I can wear a black penis costume. I can wear a blonde vagina costume. I can wear a Native American two-spirit retro, like I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can wear a US military uniform with a pig mask on it saying baby eaters on my back. You know what I'm saying? A baby eater on the back of my fucking dress blues. I can dress like a sailor that has dicks coming in and out of his mouth. And like milk packets. So when somebody asks me a question, I just squirt it and it makes it look like cum's just shooting out of my dick mouth. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can make fun of gay people. I can make fun of black people. I can make fun of white motherfucking honkies. All I want. And I mean, you know, in this country, it's not a real hate crime yet. We'll see. We'll see what these new equality acts and all this shit, what kind of poison pills they're shoving into these bullshits. But I'm going to take a little break, get my thoughts together, and try to come up with a little bit more material. I'm actually proud of this. Saddest thing about all these things that I'm doing right now is I'm actually proud of this horrible content. It's almost 40 minutes, man. Twice the amount of time that Tim Pool uses, where he just looks up an article just like I did. He's not doing anything different than me. He's like, look at these Democrats took up. You know what? Let me guess. Let me guess what this dude's saying about Trudeau. Justin Trudeau wearing blackface. Blah 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 blah. Big shit Democrats took. But the real thing is that these Democrats said things, and that's what the problem is with the philosophy of the left. Everybody accuses me of being alt-right. I'm as left. I'm left to Bernie. I'm left to Scott Adams' pubic hair. That's what he's doing. He's doing the same fucking thing that I'm doing. But what, is he younger, prettier? He's just got this cool, like, flow. He doesn't swear because kids might watch and they want to learn too. Fuck the kids, not literally like the left wants to do, but fuck that audience. I don't give a shit about that audience. I don't give a shit that you can't listen to this when you get around. I know people that say worse shit than I'm saying to their kids, and CPS hasn't taken away their children yet. Yet? No, I'm just kidding. They won't take them away. You have the right to say tranny in front of your kids all you want. But not only am I saying that what I'm doing is way more interested than Tim Pool, it's not really about that. I'm not, and when I say I'm proud of this, I'm not too proud of it. I wish that I would actually stay in shape and prepare these things first, set out an agenda. But I've spent this time painting these gorgeous paintings, and nobody will give me money for these paintings. And I feel the same way about this thing. I'm like, well, why don't I just draw a stick figure, put a dick on it, and sell that? And I'm not here to sell things, really. I'm just saying. Like, if you saw this as a brand, I wouldn't feel too disappointed in what I'm doing because I know the cost-benefit analysis. And at this point in my life, nobody's watching this shit. Nobody gives a fuck. You know what? But I do. I remember when we lost John. Maybe his name was Dylan. Dylan. Oh, those days before the war. Gave it all to 8.9 billion. Billion and Dylan don't really rhyme, but I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty clever lyrics. Dylan, the 8.9 billion, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Whoa, whoa. That's horrible. That's horrible. We need to go to a break. I want you guys to ponder these things, think about them, apply them to your lives, and then watch the rest of this. I'm just gonna put on the bumper real fast and get my thoughts together, man. I'm having a lot of trouble with this. A lot of trouble.
What has this world come to? It's come to a world where drag kids actually exist.
Not just do that. Oh my God. Did you not just do that? What? I did.
Hey, check this out. I got a body cam. Off. Get it? Hey.
All right, free advice, dude. This is very constructive. It's not legal advice. It's more of body language advice. This is what it is. All right. I'm gonna tell you about body language advice because I know things. Now I'm gonna tell you. It's very simple. If you're in a courtroom don't try to influence people through your body language while there's something going on that you agree with. Don't sit there and be like, and then if something you disagree with, like, don't do that. Everybody sees right through that shit. They see you as trying to argue silently. And then, especially if you're not planning on giving testimony yourself, if you're planning on invoking your rights to not testify because you know that you're on the wrong side of this, when you do all that and then you go up there and you don't testify, you look guilty as shit. You look super guilty. You're not willing to even like back your shit up. You're just gonna sit there, dude, terrible thing to do. Just remember that next time you do something, even if you're wrong, don't go into the courtroom like, that's not going to help you. That's going to hurt you. People are going to see right fucking through that. You know, so that's free, body language advice. And you're going to learn that one way or the other. You're going to learn that it doesn't work one way or the other. So, do you guys remember when we lost John or Dylan? You guys remember that? I don't really remember it. I think the whole point of that satire is to kind of be like rough on the details. Like, I think it was John. Anyway, so thank you for watching this one in the archives. I'm going to go ahead and add this one to the archives. I don't think that there's anything wrong with this one. I say that at the end of all of these. I'm like, hey, there was nothing wrong with it. I'm going to change my bumpers to outros because the bumpers, it seems like I'm setting you guys up for something awesome, but it's really not anything awesome. It didn't progress. I wasn't just the first act, and then the real motherfuckers come in and put on a real show with good jokes, not the same old jokes that I use over and over again. The jokes about jokes. All right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do one more little segment. I'm going to put on the intro, and I'm going to do one more, uno más. One more segment. And it's the charity segment. We're going to do a charity. So, here you go. So our charities that we all ask you to go on Patreon and all this other shit, um, we always advocate people go to these sites. Um, so the first one is SSS. You can go to SSS and donate. It's Smell Shit Stop. If you're choking somebody and you smell shit, that means that you're going to kill them if they shit themselves. You need to stop when you smell shit. So Smell Shit Stop. And then for those autoerotica asphyxiation junkies out there, what do they call that? There's a cooler word for it. Aficionados or something like that. It's something cool like that, right? For those guys that do that one, ditch wap. Don't choke without a partner. Ditch wap. Ditch wap. Make sure you do not choke without a partner because you might be right there at the cusp of climax and the door gets locked or something and now you're stuck like Chuck and you're going to die. But if you do get in that situation, just keep going, okay, I'm going to die and just enjoy your last couple seconds on this earth in the most glorious, go out with the most glorious one. But we advocate that you ditch whap. You do not choke without a partner. You do not fucking do that. That's bad form. It's not considerate of the pain that will be inflicted on, at least if nobody cared about you and you were choking without a partner, and at least the EMS people that show up at your house, at least consider their point of view where it's like, oh fuck, dick's still in hand, we got to take care of this. So don't deal with that, All right, so I think that's a good note to end the stream on. You guys have a good, life, and I will talk to you soon.